Welcome to Tackett's House of Horsepower. I'm Sarah, and if you're looking for Steve, well, he's MIA. Okay, he's not really MIA. We know where he is. But he is missing out on all the action because I'm here with all the cars and he is at the new house. So these are all about to get shipped to the new house sometime this week. So I'm out here making sure that they are all good to go, that they all start. Oliver's joining me. So I can get them loaded onto the car hauler and have them delivered to Steve at the new house. So hopefully he should have them by later this week, hopefully by no later than the weekend. So he'll get back to wrenching and doing lots of projects. But in the meantime, I gotta make sure that they're all good to go and all the keys and everything are organized and they all actually start. It's been a while for a couple of them. Sorry, Chevelle. So, I'll take you along the journey. And Steve took the shelves, so you guys are gonna be, I'm doing my best to kind of keep it a little bit farther away so you're not like right up here. So, we're just rolling with it. We're doing what we can. And Oliver's still whining even though he is actually in the garage with me, so it's okay. Well, I know the 65 Nova starts and is good because I moved that to get this engine in the other day with help from our friend Jay. So I think I'm gonna start on the blue wagon since I used to drive that every day and I miss being in it. So we'll go from there and then work our way down, making sure all the cars start and they're ready to go to get loaded. Sitting back in this wagon makes me remember how I used to drive it every day and I miss it. So I think maybe when we move, my commute will be a lot less lengthy and mileage as well. So I think maybe I'll have to get back to driving this little wagon on a regular basis. So, I mean, we each need one, right? We've got two 65 wagons. So I mean, this was technically Steve's wagon, and he did have this wagon before I ever came in the picture. So Okie is technically mine, but I feel like we can trade here and there. So, but no, I love this wagon and I miss driving it. It was a really, really fun car. And it really surprised people when I would pull up to the light and they would see me driving it versus Steve. So it's fun. So we'll see how things go with my new commute. Well, we have one that I don't have to worry about starting. So we didn't get as far as we wanted with the 63. So we'll be towing that out. I don't know, maybe I think I'll be stuck taking the truck and trailer with the 63 on it while Steve drives another U-Haul. I don't know, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what how much stuff we have. But now it's Patches. She used to be a bunch of different colors. That's why we call her Patches. But now she's all pretty and painted in pink. And one day we'll have interior. One day. I'm not worried about it. Apparently Oliver is inspecting it for me. Is it safe? Is it safe? Thank you, Bubs. Well, hello, my helpers. I don't know how much help they're actually doing, but he thinks that we're actually going for a car ride. Poor guy. I'm just starting them. Yeah. Hey, Bob. Well, Patches is low on gas, so we're gonna have to rectify that situation, but it starts, so that's all I need to make sure. And it's got enough gas to get on the car hauler, and this annoying buzzer goes away for low fuel. Drives me nuts. All right, next up is our little Okie station wagon. I'm sure this will be fine. We drove it all the way from here in southeast Phoenix to Tucson for the duct tape drags, but the last time it was started was when Steve moved it back here with the rest of the cars, so I'm sure it'll be fine. I just want to make sure before the car hauler is actually here in our driveway, just in case. Next, we're just gonna go in a line. I skipped the green Chevelle because it's really hard to get to, so I got to do some finagling and climbing in and out of some windows, and it's just kind of a pain in the petunias, so I saved it for last. Okie's good to go. I got a little audience. They're not sure how loud it's going to be, so they keep their distance just in case. But Okie's solid. Started right up. I'm not concerned about it at all. So we only have two more to go, and we'll be all ready to transport. All right, Okie's done. Now on to down and dirty. I think we'll be fine, but I would rather just be safe and make sure everything is good to go prior to the car hauler. Oliver's checking everything out for me also. I mean, the last time, the same thing. This drove all the way from here to Tucson for the duct tape drags. And then we parked it back here. One thing with the Chevelles, down and dirty, and the green Chevelle is that they have, gotta remember to turn this on. Otherwise, you're not gonna start no matter what you do. So, we got it on. I have my helpers. Scout's a little more skittish around loud noises than Oliver is. Down and dirty was actually one of the easiest parts. I'm surprised. I've actually never started it, but we're good. Golden. Down and dirty is pretty loud. It echoes and it rattles. Hence, there's no interior, but it's a work in progress. I've actually never started down and dirty or driven this car, so I've only been a passenger princess when we took it for test drives, and Jay drove it all the way down to duct tape drags. So it started very easy. I was not sure what to expect, and it actually was the easiest car to start so far. So we'll see. Something about the Chevelles, they're like Toyota Camrys. So we're good to go. We only have one more left, and it's the green Chevelle, and that one, I have started that one, so I should be fine. I just have to remember to turn all the switches on and make sure I'm getting ready to launch like I'm going into spacecraft with the 12 different buttons and all the things that you gotta push. I'm just giving Steve a hard time. But yeah, so far, so good. All the cars started right up, and we're on track. We have no problems. They should load up onto the car hauler, no problem. And very important, gotta make sure turn it off, because that would suck. So I come out here to figure out how I'm gonna climb into the Chevelle, and that garage door was closed. So I came and pushed the button. Steve labeled them for me because I would always open the wrong one when he was asking for help. So That's my little cheat code. And I pressed it and nothing happened. I had to press it like 4 times and it finally opened. So I'm not having any issues with the cars. I'm having issues with the garage doors opening. So just wish me luck, and hopefully that doesn't happen later this week when the car hauler is here, or at any point, because we have to make sure that we can get everything out of the garage later. So, okay, nothing can go wrong. We're all set. And like down and dirty, the green Chevelle, I gotta make sure I turn it on so that I can actually start it. But, oh, I think I'll be okay. I think there's less room between here and the engine stand than there is between the two Novas. Maybe not. That was a pretty tight fit. So we'll see. I mean, I have to get in there one way or another. So I'm either squeezing through, or I'm just like, is it Bo Duke? I'm Bo Duke-ing it to just slide through the window. Either way, like I said, you just got to figure it out. These are the only options right now. Like money, started right up, no problems at all. Well, all the cars started pretty easily, I might say. Honestly, Patches was the only one that struggled a little bit. So she probably has driven the least, unfortunately, but we're in good shape. So I can get back to packing and finish all the other house stuff, but we're good to go. All the cars started, they all have fuel, and I think we're fine. I believe I'm gonna have to drive all of them onto the car hauler, only because they're not typical vehicles and each of them have different shift patterns and things you got to do. And even though Steve wrote out directions for the driver, they said that if there's anything special or there's different circumstances, then somebody has to be there to help load them and not just, you know, there to provide keys and say, here you go, have a nice day. So that'll be interesting. So we'll see how that goes. I am used to driving the green Chevelle on and off the trailer, and the rest of them I've driven, so we should be okay. But the car hauler company semi-driver will actually not be loading them. I think I'll be loading them, and then they're going straight from our house here in Arizona, and then they're going straight to Steve to the new house in Tennessee, and it's just a straight shot. And from what I believe we're told, we have 6 vehicles, so we're almost filling up the car hauler, so it's going to be a straight shot, and they're just taking them directly from one location to the new location. And I don't think they're stopping and picking up any additional vehicles. They might have some other vehicles already on there, I'm not sure, but I guess we'll see when they show up. So they're supposed to show up here midweek, and then they will be to Steve in Tennessee at the end of the week, I think over the weekend, like late at night or Friday or sometime Saturday morning. So I don't know, we'll see. We're slowly getting there. We're making progress, and then once the cars are moved, then Steve can come back and he can help me. Everything will be packed. That's the goal. And then he can help me load everything up, and then me and him and the dogs will make the last trip across the country with the remaining stuff. And the 63 will be towing that. So, it's one day at a time, a little progress. And now I just wait for them to give me a time that they'll be showing up for the car hauler, and I can go back to packing. I've decided that getting in and out of all these vehicles should be an Olympic sport, because goodness gracious, climbing over things. You gotta squeeze and contort. I mean, I'm fairly more petite than Steve, so I'm wondering how he does it all the time. This is why he always calls me and says, babe, I need your help. I need you to squeeze in here. I need you to put your arm in here. So he keeps me around because I fit in tight spaces better than he does. I think that's what I've determined. And of course, can't forget to turn it off. The last thing I want is kill the battery, something else to go wrong, and I'm stuck with the car hauler and a car that won't start. So we're good. Well, I came back to double check patches because I wanted to make sure that we were good to go just in case there were any charging issues with the alternator. There's been some signs of critters, so I wanted to make sure that no wires or anything like that have been chewed, and that annoying fuel light is off. Ah! The minute I said something, it comes back on. That's what I get. That's what I get. Good morning. Today is the day. The cars are getting picked up. I'm up early to see if I can add some contents to the wagon. Some of Steve's airplanes and stuff that are fragile. It's still kind of dark out, but I'm not sure exactly when the transport will be here. So I'm gonna do what I can to fill these wagons up with some fragile airplanes and light stuff and get some coffee. I still haven't had coffee yet, but we're doing it. I stayed up late last night watching the election results, so I need some coffee and then we're gonna get to it. Well, first things first, I gotta get this seat down. I already climbed in here, but I've never actually put the seat down, so I gotta go ahead and have it lay flat so I can put all the extra stuff in here. So let's see if we can figure this out. Well, it is stuck. This little guy here, it looks like it opens all the way, but it doesn't. So that's fun. I gave my thumbs a rest, and now we're gonna put the seat down in Okie. So hopefully this one goes better than the blue wagon. I could probably force the blue wagon down, but I am not going to be the one who is responsible for anything breaking on that car. It was here before me. Huh. All right. This one should not be a problem at all. Maybe we need to update the lever in the blue wagon. So I'm gonna try to do this, and I'm probably gonna have to put the camera down because I need both hands. So we got plenty of space back here. Lots of room for activities or packing fragile airplanes. All right, we got stuff in there. We got most of the pieces. There's a couple up there. So they will arrive safely in Tennessee. I just gotta figure out this one. It's pretty giant. Steve said it comes apart, so that's good because there's no way that that's fitting in the back of anything except the truck. But I don't have tools because those are with Steve in Tennessee. So we'll see what we can figure out. This one might just have to wait and go with us in the truck versus put in the blue wagon. But other than that, I think we're good to go. Taking up some space on the car hauler with some fragile stuff. I mean, why not? No one's gonna be sitting back there, right? Now we just wait. We just wait for the guy to show up to take all of these lovely, beautiful cars to Steve. Scout's staying with me. Okay, we got it. Oh, it just took literally all of my weight and momentum, but we got it. And I didn't have to call Jay and wake him up at 7 o'clock in the morning. So now I can fill this with some stuff. And it looks like we have a little gift back here. So I gotta pull this car cover out and start loading up. Okay, we are in business. So much real estate. See what I can get to fit in here. It's just some light boxes. I even got it to lay down flat, unlike Oki. Even with all my weight bouncing on Oki's back seat, I can't get it to lay flat. So I will keep trying, but the blue wagon was a lot easier. It worked with me. So, okay, let's fill it up. All right, we got it pretty loaded up. Definitely saves some room in the U-Haul. And these are all pretty light, and most of them have fragile stuff in them. So they will be safely transported and they will accompany the blue wagon. So hopefully the transport will be here soon. We were able to get the seat down flat. I just had to call in some muscle, and Jay was able to get it no matter what I did. All my weight pushing on it, it wouldn't go flat. So thankfully, Jay was able to come over and help me out. So we're good to go. This is probably as much as we're gonna load in here. The wagon, the blue wagon, is pretty loaded up with boxes. So we are still waiting for transport. And instead of early this morning, they're now saying later this afternoon, possibly tomorrow morning, which I understand, but I also rearranged my work schedule to be here. So fingers crossed, they will get here sometime today. In the meantime, we now got another problem. I gotta figure out how to get air in the tire for down and dirty, because I don't have an air compressor here. Steve has it at the house in Tennessee, so we gotta figure something out. All right, crisis averted, because we got air. I don't know if you can see, but we're good, we're solid. And thanks to Jay's handy dandy hand pump, we're good, because we're in the backyard and all of the powered air compressor handheld ones just didn't reach. And yeah, so that was a good time. And while Jay was manually pumping the tire, I don't know what I would do without him right now. I took time to fill up the back seats with some more stuff, because why not, right? Real estate in the U-Haul is pricey, so I don't think you can see it in there. We've got some bicycles that are Steve's Christmas presents a couple years ago. We've got two, and old school, straight out of the 90s that I found them, and we have an extra frame if you wanted to build another one. One was for me, one was for him. So now they're on their way to Tennessee with the cars. All modes of transportation that we own will be going on the hauler together. So hopefully this tire holds air and I won't need to use this prior to the car hauler getting here, which is now delayed even longer. So I'm waiting for an additional update, and they might be here sometime this evening now, possibly tomorrow morning. Fingers crossed that they make it here this afternoon while it's still light out. So we'll see. I'll keep you updated. I ran out of boxes and started to panic a little, but I ended up finding a neighbor who had a lot they needed to get rid of because they just moved in. So, and they were literally like 4 houses down. So now I can get back to packing. I'm still waiting for the car hauler. So I'm hoping within the next hour I'll hear something, because it is another day and I'm supposed to go into the office and train my replacement, and no car hauler has pulled up yet. So I really hope that they get here soon. Checking on Down and Dirty, and it held air. We're good to go. No more issues. Well, today is the day. 2 days later, and the car transport will finally be arriving. So we are staged and ready to go. So I'm hoping it'll be a very easy and smooth process, but it's getting dark here, so that'll be interesting. But we're ready to go. I got all the cars out and started, and now all I need is a giant trailer to load them up onto. Well, it's officially dark and we still have no car hauler. So I am going to shut it up for the night and wait. I did hear from them, and the truck broke down and they had to order a part. They got the wrong part, and so now they're gonna get the right part, but it won't be until 10 p.m. tonight. So they have to get the part, put it on the truck, get it fixed, and then get back here. And I'm not sure where exactly they are, if they're in Arizona or if they're on the road somewhere. So we just continue to wait. So we're going on day 4, but at least we actually had to switch companies because the other company just didn't respond. So this company has actually been really responsive, and they just ended up having a repair, and things happen. We get it. So I'm not putting all these cars back behind the gate. It's just not happening. I'm not doing it. And I have to pull them all back out in the morning anyway. So I'm gonna go feed the dogs, feed myself, and get back to packing, because I got an entire house to pack up still. So Steve will be here soon so we can load up the U-Haul, and I have to make sure everything's ready. So back to it. Good morning again. A little update. It has now been a full week since I started this process. Starting the cars, making sure they're ready to go. I did that all last weekend to make sure the cars all started, everything was ready to go. That was on Saturday. The cars were expected to be picked up originally Wednesday, then it got pushed to Wednesday evening, possibly Thursday. We had to go with another company. The company we actually hired dispatches it out. If you're not familiar with how transports work because I wasn't. So they dispatch it out to someone who's available. So the original company who picked up the ticket never reached back out to us and just kind of ghosted the company that we're working with. So he had to find another transport company that was in the area that could pick it up. They were supposed to be here Friday afternoon, and then they're the ones that had repairs that were needed, and they got the wrong part and everything. So it is a new day. It's now Saturday morning. So cars are still out there. They're still ready to go. I'm going to start the 65 because it should be fine. But again, I'm just trying to get ahead of it just in case there's any issues. But it's been sitting for over a week now, and I just want to make sure everything's good to go. So when they do get here, finally, they're supposed to be here in a couple hours. So fingers crossed that they're able to fix their truck and actually make it here. So, yep, one car, starting it up, and then we keep waiting. Good to go. So it's a little cold this morning, so we've upgraded from flip-flops to slippers and the lovely Arizona winter. Okay, that car started right up. I wasn't worried, I just wanted to make sure. And it's how quickly the weather changes here in Arizona. When I started this last weekend, I was in tank top and flip-flops, and now I'm in a sweatshirt and UGG slippers, still drinking my coffee. But it's Arizona. We go from triple digits to 36 degrees in the morning, like what feels like overnight. So I'm very excited to get to Tennessee and have seasons and not have hot and cold. But we do love Arizona. We've had a really good time here the last 20 years, but it's on to new adventures and seasons. Oh my goodness. We have a truck here to transport the cars. loaded. We are literally taking up an entire truck. So I'm now, I think that took about 10 years off my life, but they should be to Steve tomorrow because there's 2 drivers, so they can tag team it. So we're all good. Oh, well, there they go. They'll be in Tennessee tomorrow. Well, all of the cars are loaded and the garage is empty. It has not been this empty since we moved in, probably 17 years ago, or before we moved in. The minute we moved in, it was loaded and completely full. But the cars are headed to Tennessee. Steve should be receiving the delivery. The guys, there's 2 of them, so they can tag team it, and they should be there tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. It has been a little bit of a process getting a truck here to pick up the cars. So we are going on day 6. So 6 days ago, we were supposed to have a truck show up to pick up all the cars. And that was Wednesday. It's now Monday morning. And we finally this is the 3rd driver. And we filled the load. So they were super happy that it's basically a one shot. They came, they filled the truck, and they're taking it to the final destination, and they don't have to make multiple stops. So I was not the one who ended up driving the vehicles onto the car hauler. The driver was extremely excited when he saw all the vehicles, and so he was the one that ended up driving him up there. So I had to give him a little bit of a tutorial on each individual vehicle, but he actually did pretty well. So we only had a couple issues with Oki, and Patches didn't want to start. Patches, of all the vehicles, it's the only vehicle that we have LS swapped, and it was the only vehicle that was giving me issues. So even the 65, the most recent 65 Nova that doesn't want to start and idle well, didn't give me issues. But Patches is a diva, this is what we say, and she is definitely living up to her divahood. And she was being difficult, not wanting to start this morning. So I called in reinforcements. That's why Jay was here, just in case something happened or we needed extra people to push. So like, okay, good thing he lives right around the corner. So we just have to convince him to move to Tennessee so that he'll be around the corner in the future as well. So But yeah, so Steve should get the cars tomorrow evening at the latest. And yeah, so we're solid on transporting the vehicles. Now the next steps are me finishing packing the house, and then Steve getting here so that we can make the final trip from Arizona to Tennessee. So I'm gonna go inside and finish my coffee because they showed up really early this morning, and I haven't had coffee yet, and that's a staple in my life is coffee. So coffee and cars. So yeah, we're making a lot of progress. So hopefully by next week I will be in Tennessee with Steve. So, well, thank you all for watching. We appreciate all of your support. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend. And maybe if you're out and about between here and Tennessee, you might see the cars driving down the road. So let us know if you see them. And thanks again for watching. We appreciate the support. See you next time.